Hello again, everyone. So today we're going to take a look at the TLV Neo LV-N210, which happens to be the Nissan Silvia Hatchback Turbo ZSE. I'm just making that up. Anyways, this is the third generation Nissan Silvia, body code S110. In foreign markets, it may have been known as the Datsun 200SX. But the Silvia is a line of sports coupes made by Nissan. And I guess Silvia, spelled in a different way, is a genus of a class of birds. Perhaps the bluebird, I'm not sure. But someone at Nissan at the time apparently really likes birds, because they have the Datsun bluebird as well. Okay, so I can't read any of that, sorry, but I chose this black. I generally avoid black, but this thing's got this cool turbo printing on the side of it, so I went with this. I think there's a brown variation of this as well. Okay, so this car had a 1.8 liter up to a 2.4 liter inline four-cylinder up front, and I believe it's rear-wheel drive. And this was offered in two body styles. The first was a two-door hardtop coupe, but what we're looking at is the three-door hatchback version. And in Japan, I guess it was called the Gazelle. Okay. Interesting to find out on Wikipedia that this generation was supposed to have a rotary engine, but apparently Nissan doesn't know how to make a rotary engine, and it was a failure, so they didn't bother putting it in here and just stuck with the inline fours. So this is actually, I apologize, this is actually a 1.8 liter turbo four in this specific model, making 135 horsepower. And that's all I found out for the stats on this. So let me get the camera lowered here so a better light angle, and Mr. Dental Pick will come out to scrutinize and critique. So first thing for me, the wheels here. I'm not sure, I couldn't find an image of the car with these wheels. I'm sure they must exist, but they're weak. I'm just not impressed. If they had a black paint wash, it would maybe be nice, because it would pretend that these things between the spokes were hollow. If these wheels were made by Kyosho, they would probably actually be hollow. But TLV, for some reason, they're going the Aoshima way and just blanking it off. It's just not realistic. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a hubcap. I don't know. The only images I found of a black car have stamped steel wheels. Okay, but anyways, what is nice is that turbo looks really cool in gold here. So crisply printed, and I imagine that little text next to it, yeah, it says Silvia, and I can actually see it through my camera screen, so that's pretty clear. The black here is pretty nice. It's pretty smooth. I don't see any orange peel. We got some ribbing here, and that looks accurate to the car. And then we have a door handle painted silver, and it's sticking out, so that's realistic, so I like that. Let's go to the back this time, because I enjoy the back ends of TLVs, because you always have these really big thick tail lights, and those look pretty good to me. There's a good break between the red and the orange blinker. The backup lights are recessed just like the real car, and they're painted silver, so that's good. Just a blank plate though. It's kind of not really a fan of those, but okay. Let's see about the printing here. Is it crisp and legible? Is the camera gonna work? No. Sorry. The camera cannot focus on that. Well, there it goes. This one I can't see through my screen, so let me take a look here. I think it says turbo in probably ZSE. Okay, and then over on the left side, I imagine that's supposed to say Nissan in the silver rectangle, but I can definitely see the Silvia printed next to it. I'm not sure if I can see the Nissan though in the rectangle. Okay, anyways, going to the top, we got some gold silver trim, on the windows, so that's good. And well, it's just a black graphic of a wiper blade. Better than no graphic though. Looks like we have a black interior, so this is going to be hard to tell what's happening. So we'll save that for a little later. Alright, so on this side we have the fuel filler, and there's a little bump and a printing of a keyhole. Okay, Silvia turbo again, so this side looks all good. On the front end, yeah, you got these four plastic lights with the silver trim around them as well. Ooh, that's pretty nice actually. So the silver actually is a raised surface from the clear, so that's probably how they're able to paint the rectangle so easily, because it's actually a raised surface. That's pretty good. And also you can see light bulbs behind, so that's those are good headlights, really good. Alright, so the grill here is really nice as well, nice crisp squares there. And oh, I didn't notice this, it says turbo in reverse, so when you're following someone, you know, they'll be able to read that. That's a cool touch that Nissan did. I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so anyways, we got this badge on the front hood, but it's just a shape. I don't see any. Right, that's kind of weak. Oh, and it looks like they tried twice. So that's an error. I mean, they got it. I don't know. It was hit twice. This one's actually correct. So maybe this was first and they screwed up and then they hit it twice. Oh well. Okay. Anyways, so they got some vents here in the hood. Some ribbing seems okay. Some bumps for the wiper fluid, and again a flat graphic for the wiper blade, and with some molded details for the interior. So let's pull out the flashlight and see if we can see anything here. So it's hard to tell. Steering wheel, obviously, but is there anything colorful on the dashboard? I don't think so. I mean, there's definitely molded detail on the dashboard, but I can't see any additional printing or anything like that. Any sort of instrument cluster. No. Hold on here. No, I'm not seeing it. Maybe you can see something, but no. I'm taking it off screen here, and I don't see any additional work on the inside, which is too bad because I do see it on other TLVs, you know, multiple colored seats or some sort of color on the dashboard. So that's a shame. Okay, well, all right, so I'm not sure what to say. Let me just, I guess, put it on the spinner, and here we go. So now you can compare to the photos that I was able to find of a black turbo version of this Silvia. And I have two more Silvias in my collection. This one is by Konami, and this is the, boy, I think it's the first generation. Yeah, this is the first generation Silvia. It's a far more attractive car, I think. And it's a pretty good car, actually. I mean, a pretty good model, I mean. It's got plastic lights front and back. It also has suspension, but it's a fraction of the cost. So you can see the size, you know, it's a lot smaller being the first gen, and being from, I think, the mid-60s. This is a little crazy, of course. This is by Aoshima, so part of the Garachan collection, where they have this Bosozoku body kit on it, and it just looks ridiculous, but that's also why I like it. So this is actually probably going to be bigger, and I do think it's probably from the same generation, because it's got those quad headlights that look quite similar. But obviously, other than that, and the greenhouse is actually the same. So it's like a silhouette racer, so you can see the greenhouses are identical or close to it. And the taillights are somewhat similar as well. Alright, so anyways, back to the summary. Is this TLV good? Well, if you like this car, I think it's good. As far as the amount of effort, I feel it's a bit lacking. I find the wheels to be, you know, kind of weak, how they're not, at least there should be a black paint wash to kind of simulate the air gaps between the spokes. And then that interior is just plain black. I mean, that's Kyosho and Aoshima level, you know, which is, they're much cheaper models. So I'm kind of, I guess I'm happy I have this car in my collection because it's pretty cool looking. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. So that's my summary there. Alright guys, well, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you around.